You're going to have to put the link in the chat. I need help. No, I got to do another one. Just give me a second. I'm going to send it to you. Just say that's the new link. All right, it choked at the worst possible moment there, but Michelle's putting the link in, so hopefully we'll be back here shortly. Face-off dies there, Klein sends it back. Flyers have it at the point. They always give me trouble at the worst times here, it seems, as Marshall falls down behind the net. Flyers up to the near point, far point rather, down the wall. Nobody on that girl. She skates in close. Shot, knocked down by Klein. This time, King gets a stick on it now. Klein bangs it up the wall. Flyers hold near point. They send it in, knocked down by Stevens. Goes into the near corner, or far corner rather. And this time it's going to come around. Here comes Howe. Howe through neutral ice. We'll get settled in here, I promise, after some early technical difficulties. I know the stream name's not right. I can fix that later in post-processing. Marshall in behind the net now. Marshall up the wall. All the way down, and that will be an icing. And I'll take that opportunity to get the clock back in sync at 13:36. And bring you back here for this face-off in the far circle. Walkoskis out here with, looks like Yenny and Sherwood. And we've got Litz and Zivkovic on the back end as the Flyers get in the zone. Walkoskis picks it up the blue line, hands to Zivkovic. Zivkovic over to Yenny. Yenny cross-ice pass to Sherwood, who knocks it deep in the corner, and they needed to go do some work back here now. Flyers get there first. Walkoskis and Yenny going to go battle in that corner. It's always tough to see that corner here at Shadyside. Wait for the result coming out. And it's the Flyers sending it up. Zivkovic. Zivkovic gets beat, but keeps a shoulder on her and pushes her into the corner. And the junior Flyers are going to come up the other way. They're going to beat and bang in that corner. Now Walkoskis and Zivkovic, two Flyers. They are backhand shot, knocked away. It's goaltender Kanachi in the net today as Yenny puts it up the wall for Mrazek. Mrazek. Walkoskis wanted it, but she was covered, so Mrazek's going to dump it in behind the net. Walkoskis goes for a change. Makasenka out here now with Dull and Kiesel on the back end. I see Peets jumping on. Peets takes the puck away at the blue line. Flyers regain. Send it back to their defensive player up ahead now. Cross-ice pass cut off by Dull. Pushed to the wall as she's going to take it in behind the net. Reverse direction. Up the far wall. Taken away by a Flyer. They have a puck center here of the zone. They're going to drop it off top of the zone. It's going to come out. Peets can't get there. Makasenka knocks it past Peets down into the corner. Bell's going to go dig it out. But the Flyers are going to get there first at 11:55 to go. As junior Flyers bring it up the wall. Drop it off, lost it, and Makasenka fell down. Now Kiesel. Kiesel backhands it up to Peets. Peets whacking at it. Gets it ahead to Claherty. Claherty with a burst, but she's got three Flyers on her. Claherty gets pulled down, no call, oddly enough. And she's going to go chase it down behind the net. Panetta, Claherty, and Klein out here now. As Marshall holds the point, sends it over to Panetta. Panetta with a weak shot, misses far side. Comes in behind. Klein going to battle below the end line there with a couple couple of Flyers and Stripes in the battle there. Comes on the net. Flyers goalie covers it. And with 11:14, we're going to get a stoppage here. And see if we get a change. It doesn't look like we're going to. So we're going to stick with Klein, Claherty, and Panetta. Marshall and Howe on the back end. Klein's going to take this draw. She drops it over to the sidewall where they're going to battle again blind. They chip it by Marshall at the point, and here they come up the near wall. Chip it into the corner. Claherty's going to go chase it down behind the net. Now Haldred's battle loose in front, shot knocked out of the way by Marshall, never got to Canacci. And they're battling in the near corner now. Again, a little blind due to the way this rink's set up. And that puck back to neutral, where Panetta battles. It comes all the way down to Canacci. She's going to play it, leave it for Klein. Klein up the far wall as the Flyers change, but she can't get it out. This has been an issue all weekend. They're not skating it. They're trying to chip it out. It's just not working. As Panetta sends it down. And that's going to be an icing. With 10:29 to go, we'll get a wholesale change here. Zivkovic and Litz come out on the back end, and I see Kinger, Stevens, and Walkoskis coming out to the front. So this face-off will be to Canacci's right, the left on your screen. Apologies for the earlier technical challenges. It's life on the road. As the Flyers circle back top of their defensive zone, send it forward. Walkoskis and Litz applying pressure here on the near wall. In around behind for Zivkovic. Zivkovic sends it up the wall to Stevens. Stevens chips it, can't get it out. All the way through the zone into the near corner where Litz pushes it behind for Stevens. Stevens looking for an up pass, finds King. King coming through center, now goes over to the far wall. King stops, turns, surveys, loses the puck behind the net. And they chip it up the wall where Zivkovic's going to hold it, send it in front, bounces high into the near corner. And this one comes by Litz, and here they come. Zivkovic has to hurry. She gets an angle on him. Canacci stops the backhand, covers it up. And with 9:43, we're going to get a draw here in the near circle as Canacci covered that one up. So the normal, reliable Wi-Fi, here, look, they'll give you a little dance. Josh dancing over there, you can see it at the top of the screen. That face-off goes behind the net, Kiesel. Kiesel chips it around. Dahl going to pick it up there. Dahl sends it across for Yenny. It doesn't get there, but Sherwood gets a stick on it, but the Flyers take that away. Here they come up the far wall. Dahl beating and banging, sends him in behind the net. Kiesel. Kiesel going to beat and bang now. Dahl joins in. There's four of them back there. Dahl comes out of there with it up the wall. Too far for Yenny. Flyers hold the point. They come in with it. Back to the point. Yenny picks it up. She's going to come up the near wall. Yenny. As King gets knocked down, they're going to call offsides. And we got a flurry of whistles here. We got 9:09. I'll fix the clock. It's been a tough technical week for me. It's just not cooperating here. Stripes having a convention, and here they come for the near dot. Makasenka, Mrazek, Klein with Kiesel and Dahl on the back. Stripes drops the puck over to Makasenka. Makasenka backhands it into the zone. Flyers pick it up, send it out. They chip it by Dahl and Mrazek, and Kiesel picks it up top of the zone, sends it up ahead to Makasenka. Makasenka bounces off the wall back to neutral, where the Flyers pick it up again. Klein rides the player hard through neutral ice. They draw the puck back to their D and send it up too far, and Kiesel's going to chase it down behind Canacci, but not before we get an icing. There's a new link, and I had to start a second link. Look in TeamSnap. So we're going to go to the far circle here after the icing. Klein, Makasenka, and Mrazek. Puck in behind the net now with Flyers sending it up the wall here. Turn it over to Mrazek. Mrazek chips it in towards the net. Doesn't get there as it's blocked by a Flyers player. Howe sends it down lower. In behind the net, Makasenka and Mrazek have to go dig it out. They don't get there. Flyers up the wall. Marshall's going to have to retreat. Hits her in the knee, but she sends it across. Goes in front of the Flyers bench where Mrazek battles for it. Klein chips it in. Flyers are going to pick it up, circle, and skate it out. Here they come. Shot into the near corner. into Kanachi, who gloves it. And with 8:01, we're going to get a face-off. To Kanachi's right, your left on the screen. Panetta, Clarity, Walkauskas with Litz and Zivkovic. We'll get this draw here. Walkauskas steps in to take it. Stripes being extremely particular. The draw comes over to the wall. Flyers hold the near point. Nope, they don't. Comes out. They send it back across the wall. And they bring it across, and that puck gets chipped in, but no select can get a stick on it. This should be icing. So we'll bring it back the other way with 7:42 to go. First period. So we will get a face-off here in the near circle. We're going to stick with Panetta, Clarity, Walkauskas, Zivkovic, and Litz. And this draw will be in the near circle here. To the left of the Flyers goal, your right. Walkauskas steps and takes it, sends it into the center of the zone, but the Flyers clean it up, send it out. Zivkovic. Zivkovic chips it back in. Clarity working on the boards there, trying to get it past that Flyers player. Can't. And they push it out. Here they come. They dump it into the far circle with 7:25 to go. Litz behind the net, sends it around for Panetta. Panetta tips it up, but the Flyers are going to pick that up, go D to D, and come back the other way. Clarity can't cut that off. Panetta cuts that one off, but can't hold it. As there's a collision at center ice, they fall down. We've got the puck coming to the top of the circles here. They try to send it in deeper. They get there. This girl circling around back to the top of the zone, shoots. Kanachi sticks out the glove. It picks that one out of midair as Stevens comes out here with King and Peets with Kiesel and Dahl on the back end. So we'll get a draw here in our defensive zone. Peets pulls that back to Kiesel. Kiesel behind the net. Kiesel around for Stevens. Stevens can't quite get it out of there. Now she picks it up. Can't chip it past that player. It goes back into the near corner. Odd bounce off the wall. Dahl picks it up, leaves it for Peets. Peets up the wall. Peets up the wall for King. King picks it up. Too far. Flyers pick it up, turn it back the other way. Peets sends it in. King was still in. And that is offsides. So we should be coming here to the near dot for another draw with Peets, Stevens, King. Kiesel and Dahl. 6:38, scoreless first period, game 3. Flyers have taken the first 2 here. It's Shady side. We took 2 out there. So it'd be nice to get 1 as Kiesel chips it in. Stevens picks that up. Stevens gets a shot off, but under heavy pressure. Goalie pushed it over to the far side. Stevens picks it up again. Gets another shot off. Goalie covers that one up as Peets was crashing the net. And there was no rebound. Peets was there, but there was no rebound. So we'll keep the back end with Dahl and Kiesel. And we're going to go over to the far circle, and we're going to get Yenny out here with Klein and Sherwood to take this draw in the offensive zone. Klein's going to take this one. Flyers making a last-minute change here. Not sure how. They're not the home team, but we don't enforce those rules at this level. Stripes looking back at the coach. We draw it into the corner. Sherwood sends it up the wall for Yenny. Yenny for Klein. Klein dances low. And behind the net, Klein chips it around. Yenny there. Yenny getting plastered into the wall. She sends it in behind the net where, I'm sorry, that was Sherwood getting plastered in the wall. Sends it behind for Yenny. Yenny goes in to join the battle. Now here comes Klein. Sherwood, Klein's going to get a penalty for knocking that girl down. And we shall see what happens here. It looks like she might need some help out there, but she's up. So Klein's going to take a penalty here for knocking her down. That's going to be a minor 4. Let's wait for Stripes' call here. Klein sits, and it's going to be a minor 4. I didn't see a motion there, so he used his words. I would guess roughing or checking. We'll see. See what they call. Our girls are down here, rightfully. As we wait for this draw on the penalty kill, Clarity, Walkauskas out here with Marshall and Howe to kill this with 5:57 to go in this first period. For those who joined late, I'll clean up the stream title and everything else later. We had a technical difficulty right as the game was starting, which is about the worst time that can happen. So at least I got it out. Flyers far circle, far point rather. Shot, chipped, gets in through everybody, in behind the net, Flyers. Howe gonna go apply some pressure, backhand pass up the wall. Puts it through over to the near wall, where they're gonna battle in the corner. It's always hard to see that corner here. And it comes out. Flyers beat the selects to the loose puck, but Howe gets over there, chips it, and it does come out this time. Walkoskis with pressure. They get it past Walkoskis and Claherty, and here they come up the near wall. Shot. Canacci sees that one, pushes it. Shot loose in front, and that was either that was Howe or Walkoskis. Cleaned it off the doorstep. Couldn't see who. As Claherty applies some pressure. This time the Flyers come in up the near wall. They lose it back to the near point. Cross ice pass. She's open over there. Shot. Knocked down by Howe. And that puck comes out. A couple of good plays there by Howe. As we change killers here, as Peets comes out with Panetta. We still have, or no, we've got Marshall on the back end with Howe still. And Howe's going to send it up the wall, but not out. And this time Peets will get it, and Peets will bang it out as it comes back to the blue line. Panetta, heavy pressure. Panetta knocks that puck down but can't follow it. Panetta got a stick in there, they didn't call it. And Pete's applying some pressure in our offensive zone on the kill. Mrazek now. Penalty over. Back to even strength. We've got Mrazek, Pete's, and Panetta as the Flyers come up the far wall. Howe. Heavy pressure. Howe falls down. She gets back up. Now Mrazek comes out to apply pressure. Mrazek knocks that puck down. Doesn't get it out, though. This time it's Peets. Peets will go. Peets pushes it up, and that should have been icing, but they didn't call it. And the puck's on the near walls. The Flyers send it back to neutral ice. Peets cuts that off. They're beating and banging here below me. You can't see it. I can barely see it. Oh, that was Makasenka, not Peets. The hair confused me. As that puck drifts down the far wall into the far corner, triple threes left on the clock. Litz puts a body in front of the Flyers player to get it around. And she does, but not out. They hold the near point. They leave it behind the net for Zivkovic. Zivkovic's going to battle there with a couple of Flyers. Now Walkoskis comes in and says, thank you very much. She picks up the puck, and here she comes. Walkoskis up the far wall, chips at it, gets it back to the red line, chips again, chips it past, and here she comes with a burst. High over the net into the near corner. That might have been one to keep low for a rebound, but it didn't work. Either way, here come the Flyers back the other way as they chip it by Walkoskis. Zivkovic gets screened by Stripes. And they come in. They looked offsides to me, but no call as the Flyers take that off Makasenka. In front of the net, shot! Top left corner. They took it off Makasenka there at the top of the slot and drifted in on it, snuck behind the D and went top left on Canacci, and just like that, it's 1-0. Capital. Now that I see that's not right either. So with 2:47, Klein out here with Stevens and Kinger. And this puck drifts back. King's going to go do some work behind the net. Flyers are going to get there first, send it up the wall. It goes high up. King still battling. Klein joins the battle. Can't really see what's happening. I think Klein just fell down. We got Stripes yelling and screaming here to move the puck. They continue to battle. Stripes yelling at them. They're battling on the wall there. We got King comes out, throws it through the goal mouth. Everybody had collected in that corner. So it created a situation where they're going to wave off the icing because Kiesel tipped it, they said. So Kiesel sends it up the wall for King. King can't get a stick. Not sure what the whistle is here, unless it's going to be an offsides, which it must be. So they're going to come here to the near circle with 2 minutes flat on the clock. And we've got Yenny out here now with Sherwood and Peets. Marshall and Howe on the back as Peets takes this draw, sends it over to Yenny. Yenny pokes it ahead. Flyers pick it up. Here they come the other way. They go around Howe into the corner. Marshall up the wall for Yenny. Yenny up ahead to Peets. Flyers player fell down. Peets beating and banging. Yenny joins in the beating and banging. Back to Marshall. Marshall across to Howe. Howe in too far for Peets, and And they come back the other way. Yenny tried to cut that off clean. They're going to beat and bang below me. Puck going to go now into the corner where Howell's going to go pick it up. Howe up ahead to Sherwood. It comes out, but Sherwood chips it as she's impeded. And here come the Flyers back the other way. Marshall chased this down behind the net with 1:10 to go. Marshall up the wall. Doesn't come out. They hold the point. Doesn't even get the red line. Throws it on net. And the Flyers goalie's going to leave it for their defender with 5-0 left, first period. Up ahead, through the neutral zone and into the zone. Litz sends it back to the point, but not out. And they're going to battle here. They come across the near point. Shot. Kanachi struggled with that rebound a little bit, but poked it into the near corner. Now comes through, and Kanachi pushes it back towards the Selects bench. They throw it in deeper, 28 ticks to go. And Makasenko's going to go over and apply some pressure. She sent it. Flyers send it in deeper. Zivkovic behind the net. Zivkovic up the wall and finally pokes it out with 17 to go. And this time it's going to be Litz coming through center right. She loses the puck. She gets in front of this girl, stops her from making forward motion. She circles back with 6 to go. Pushes it over to the far wall. Zivkovic, drop pass, no shot. And that's going to do it. We played one. And it's 1-0 Flyers. All right, they're going to come out for number 2. Looks like Claherty. Looks like Claherty with Panetta and Klein. Coming out here for period number 2. DJ Tina suddenly turned the music up, so had problems yesterday morning with a couple of songs. I've got to clean that up on YouTube when I get home at some point today. But we're going to get a stoppage here as they push the puck into the Flyers bench. So this should be a draw just outside the zone in front of the Flyers bench on the dot. Stripes joking with the Flyers coach. Gate, here come the Flyers. 3-on-2. They put it over to the near wall into the corner. And they're going to battle there. I can't really tell you what's happening. Into the center, Panetta gets a stick on it. Klein going to come up the near wall with it. And Clardy chips it out. And we'll see, it's going to go all the way down. And that will be an icing. So 15-26, we're going to come back down here and get another draw in this same near circle. I see Stevens coming out here with King and Peets, with Marshall and Howe back end for this draw in the defensive zone. Here in the second period, the period of the long change. Pete steps in for this draw, puts it over to the wall, in behind for Stevens. Stevens dances with it, loses it. Over to Marshall. Marshall up ahead to Stevens. Stevens chips it out. They touch it, so that'll preclude the icing, and bounce it up the wall here. Howe's going to have to retreat. And they're going to pick it up and send it back in. No icing on the tip, and Flyers are going to pick it up behind their own net, send it around. Stevens is going to get there, send it in lower, but it's going to go past Peets and King into the near corner where the Flyers are going to pick it up. Flyers up ahead. Here they come. They got room, and they get it across, and there's another goal. Mid-height on the glove side. Breakaway again, and it's 2-0. The neutral zone, they're holding the puck in their zone. Our girls seem content to just dump it out rather than make a rush, and you can see the difference here. They're working hard to get it behind our defense, and it's working as Walkoskis comes out here with Yenny and Sherwood. And the Flyers come out of there again with the puck. Zivkovic chips it ahead, and we knock it in, but the Flyers pick it up. They come back the other way. They're battling below me. Back into the corner, now behind the net all the way around to the far end. Flyers are going to get there first. Yenny kicked it into the zone. Now they have behind the net Josh imploring them to put forth some effort here as this girl skates around Walkoskis. Now skates around, actually Zivkovic pushed her to the corner. She dropped it off. Top of the zone, she still has it, backhand. Knocked down by Zivkovic, this time it's going to be Sherwood. Sherwood comes up the near wall. Chips it in, and there's 3 Flyers back there, so they're going to get to the loose puck first. They chip it up the wall. Sherwood dives, holds it in, and goes for a change. And in that change, they're going to bring it out of the zone and send it ahead. With good stick work, they chip it, Litz bounces it back out to neutral. As that puck comes in, that's going to be offsides. With 13:45 to go, we're going to go to the far dot. And we've got Klein, Mrazek, Makasenka in here with Kiesel and Dahl out back. We're going to get a draw. Klein's going to step in and take this one in front of the Flyers bench. Klein's waiting for our players to get off the ice. Stripes is imploring her to get in the circle, and now he knows why she wasn't. Flyers win another one back. Here they come. Dahl gets a stick on it, stops it just momentarily as the Flyers send it up the wall. Now they're going to battle in front of me. I think that's Mrazek down there. She sends it ahead, but the Flyers pick it up, send it up to the Selects bench area where they're going to push it forward. And now it's going to be Dahl. Dahl's going to pick it up in the corner, send it up the wall into a crowd of people, and it does come out. Flyers regroup. They are beating our girls to the empty pucks right now. And they have been all weekend as Dahl comes up the wall. Dahl in behind the net now. Dahl centers, nobody there. Makasenko was in heavy traffic, couldn't get a stick down. And here comes a one-on-one with Kiesel. Dahl hustling back. Shot, Kanachi knocks that down, covers it up. And we're going to get a whistle with 12:52 to go. We're going to come to the near circle as Panetta, Clawhardy, and Peets come out here now with Howe and Marshall. 12:52 to go in the second. Select's looking flat again this morning. And Peets is going to step in and take this draw to Kanachi's left. Draw into the corner where Howe is going to bring it around behind Kanachi. He's going to turn, reverse it, leave it for Peets. Peets chips it over into the corner. They're digging and working there. And Howe chips it ahead. Flyers are going to hold the point. Send it in deep. Marshall's going to have to go dig it out. Marshall. Flyers pick that off. They have it down low. They send it out to the near point here. They get a shot off. Heavy traffic. It's beating and banging in front of the net. Clawhardy picks it up. Clawhardy across to Panetta. Too far. Panetta needs the hustle. She gets there and knocks it in, but the Flyers take it away from her. They chip it back the other way. Here comes Clawhardy. Clawhardy chips it ahead. She got whacked. She ended up with the Flyers player's stick. That's how hard the whack was. And here comes Howe up the near wall. Howe in deep. Flyers take it off her. They take it in behind the net. They got the head pass, and here comes another breakaway. They got behind the defense. Kanachi makes that save, pushes it into the far corner. And bad turnover there as Marshall dropped it. Panetta got it out. They wave off the icing. And the Flyers are going to pick it up behind their own net. 11:33. Bounce it off the wall. Up the wall, past Stevens. In behind the net where Howe's going to go do some work back there. Howe and a couple of Flyers. Walkoskis joins in. Here comes Walkoskis. She puts it, comes across, and now the Flyers come back to the neutral ice again. Coming up the near wall here, a couple of selects on her. And, Walkoskis stands up number 91, and we got Marshall leaves the puck. Stevens skates over, but the Flyers get there first. As they come back the other way, they're beating and banging down here. Stevens with the puck. Tried to center it for King, couldn't get it there, and it's going to come back the other way. Howe's going to have to pick this one up. Howe, all the way across for King, too far. Klein. Klein on the far wall. She has a little bit of room. She stops, she turns, she surveys. Stops, turns, us now. And here comes a Flyer. She's going to throw it on net from the neutral zone, and Zivkovic's going to clean it up behind Kanachi. They'll catch him in a change, but we were too slow to see it. And they put it up to Yenny. Yenny's content to dump it. And the Flyers will beat us to another open puck. Behind the net, Yenny battling. Klein. Klein throws it in behind, where Sherwood's going to have to go do some work. Sherwood up to the point to Litz. Litz throws it on net, misses to the near side. Zivkovic cheats way up. At this point, you have to. You need to get something on the board. And they're going to beat and bang in the corner, and the Flyers are... It's going to go back behind the net. I thought the Flyers were going to break it out. They ended up behind the net, where they send it up the near wall. Zivkovic in deep. Klein coming over to help. And that puck's going to go by Jordy, and this girl behind her's got some speed. Litz sends it back the other way. Leaves it for Yenny as they go for a change. Yenny loses the puck, backhands it, goes in on the goalie. And she's going to cover that up with 9:15. Feel a little bit energy, but not much. It's still a pretty sloppy game. Kiesel and Dahl back. Peets, Mrazek, and Panetta up front continue changing up these combinations, trying to get something to work. As Stripes is waiting for the Flyers to get another player here. And we'll get the draw to the left of the Flyers goalie. In our offensive zone, Pete's going to take this draw. As they throw the Flyers player out of the zone, or the circle for some reason. Pete's back to Panetta. Panetta tries to shoot, can't get it through. Panetta puts it in front. Back to the point, and they're going to golf it out past all of our players. And Dahl's going to get a stick on it to push it to the wall. She's going to regain, put it in front, and that puck is in Kanachi somewhere. As they tried to get the back door open. Door was open, couldn't get the puck there. So we're going to go to the far circle for another draw here. Peets will step in for this defensive zone draw. And they chip it lower. Peets up the wall. Kiesel, Panetta. Panetta tips it off a Flyer and out. So there's no icing here. And they chip it all the way back through, but it gets on Kanachi, who covers it up. And there will be another draw coming as they got it on net from back at their defensive blue line. And we're going to get a goalie change here. Eves is going to come in for Kanachi, and it looks like the Flyers are going to do the same thing. So we'll get a wholesale change here. Both goalies. We got Walkoskis, Makasenko, and Stevens coming out here. With, I think, Marshall and Howe. I see Marshall. That means Howe's probably on the other wing. I can't see her against the boards. And we're going to get a draw here. Defensive zone draw. Flyers take it in. It's always hard to come Stevens. Stevens bounces it off the wall. Tried to get it to Walkoskis. Didn't work. Past Stevens this time. Up high into the netting. And we're going to get a draw with 8:27 to go. We'll get a draw here on the near dot. We're going to go to center ice, Stripe says. So we'll go to center and pick up a draw here. Walkoskis, Stevens, Makasenko. Be nice to get at least one here. Marshall backhanded it, led to a turnover. Backhand shot. Eves makes her first save, which is always important when you're coming off the bench in the middle of a game. So it's important to see Eves get one. It's difficult to come into an active game as a tender. So Walkoskis is going to step in and take this draw. She draws it over to Marshall, who goes through Walkoskis. Flyers back to the point it came out. They have to regroup. They send it in down the near wall in behind the net, where Marshall's going to pick this up. Marshall golfs it up in the air, and it goes into the Flyers bench. 7:54, and this faceoff's going to stay in the in the defensive zone. Drop that puck, and it skates through to the top of the zone. Shot from there. Eves had trouble with it, but she got a piece of equipment on top of it after a scramble. And we're going to get another draw. Same circle, same players, different time on the clock. 7:48 in this second period. Klein steps in for this one. Puts it over to Litz. Flyers come out of there with it. They send it across, but it comes out as the pass was a little errant. They regroup. They send it up the wall. Not out. As Clardy tried to put it through to Klein. Couldn't get it there. And behind the net now, Klein. Klein working back behind the goaltender. You got Yenny coming in to help as the girl falls down behind the net. Klein. Klein's still beating and banging. Klein. Out, but picked up by a Flyer, and here they come. Centering pass, they get around Zivkovic, but they're going to be wide. They get it on net. Eves gobbles that one up as a Flyers player was crashing the net. Eves got the big goalie goaltending glove on it and covered it up for a draw. So Kiesel and Dahl out back with Sherwood, Peets, and Kinger up front. And we will get draw here to Eves is left. 7:07 second. This goes into the near corner where Dahl's going to work for it. Now Peets. Stripes is in the way. Goes in around behind, and Kinger's going to pick it up. Didn't get it up to Sherwood with any authority. Sherwood dumped it, but nobody's chasing it. So we're playing the dump part pretty well, the chase part not as well. As this comes up off the wall around Dahl, and here they come 3-on-1 with Kiesel. But they're going to be offsides on what was a nice 3-on-1 break. They will be offsides, and we'll get another wholesale change. Panetta, Walkoskis, and Mrazek out here with Marshall and Howell now. Come to the near dot. In this draw, Walkoskis to take it. Flyers send it in. Howe, up the wall, Mrazek gets it back out. Flyers regroup. Panetta can't get the puck, she overskates, and here they come past Panetta. Now they chip it by everybody. Marshall knocks it back out. They knock it back in. Marshall chases it down behind the net. Marshall, nice move around one player, nice move around two. Still skating with it. Marshall gains the blue line and dumps it. Now we need somebody to go chase it. Mrazek into the near corner. Comes over to the point. Walkoskis holds it. Sends it in deeper, at least momentarily. And they're still battling there. Walkoskis picks it up behind the net. Walkoskis golfs it up the wall. Howell's going to have to hurry. He's going to get there and keep it in. Put it down the wall. Walkoskis in behind the net now. Over to the far corner. Panetta holds it. Panetta pushes it deeper. Panetta out to Walkoskis. Walkoskis out to the point to Marshall. Marshall with a shot. Goalie knocks that down. Thought Walkoskis had an angle there, but she must not have seen it, and ended up pushing it out for, here comes Stevens. Stevens throws it into the corner. Stevens goes over to try to pick it back up. Can't, and here come the Flyers up the near wall. They turn. Stevens picks it up there. Leaves it for Klein. Here comes Klein. Klein up the near wall. Stops, turns, breaks her own ankle, falls down. And they're going to send it back down the other way, and that should drift in for an icing. 4:49, we'll come back down here for an icing. For a face-off in this offensive zone. 4:49. Foul. So she's going to take this draw. We're admonishing the Flyers to get out of the circle, and it goes into the corner where Flyers are going to chip it around. Makasenka there. Makasenka down low for Stevens. Stevens over to Makasenka. She puts it in front of the net. Nobody there except the Flyer, and Klein's going to go battle. Stevens going to pick this up. Stevens chips it out to Zivkovic. Zivkovic can't hold, and it turns into a break. Litz back. Girl puts a shoulder into Litz. Litz pushes it behind the net. Stevens picks this up. Stevens up ahead, try to hit Makasenka. It was a misdirected pass, and This is going to come back. They're going to chip it by Litz. Litz picks it up, stops, turns. Flyers poke it deeper. They send it up the wall. Center it, comes off Eves into the near corner. Shoot again, knocked down by Litz. Stevens golfs it back to neutral. And there's nobody back there, obviously, as Stevens heads to the bench. Here come the Flyers. Flyers up the near wall, Claherty and Chase. They chip that puck into the near corner, Litz. Flyers take it off her. Now Claherty. We got the numbers in our favor, but she couldn't get it through to Makasenka. As she dances around Claherty. That was offsides, they don't call it. Puck goes in deep. As Litz battles back there. Girl comes out with it. Uncontested shot, blocked high over Eves. And back to the near point. Shot from there, knocked down by a Flyers player. Puck loose in the zone, comes in on Eves. And she covers that up. 3:15. Still 2-0. So we've got Dahl and Kiesel coming out here with Kanger, Sherwood, and Walkoskis to the near circle for this draw as the minutes are ticking away. The puck dies on the dot, they all converge and comes back to the point. Shot from there, knocked down by Walkoskis. She got a hand down on it. As Kiesel applies some pressure, they send the puck in behind the net. They turn on Dahl. They send it back to the mid-wall. Shot from there. Drifting, spinning, bouncing puck as Dahl picks this up. Tried to send it through to Sherwood. Couldn't get her, and the Flyers come back the other way. The passes just aren't connecting for our girls this weekend. They're here comes Sherwood, or I'm sorry, King. Get the numbers. The dyslexia kicks in a little there, and the puck comes into the corner. Past Sherwood. They're going to battle on the wall. Send it down deeper where King's going to have to go do some battle. Flyers come out of there with it. They stop, turn behind Sherwood. Up ahead. Kiesel stops that player. Kiesel stops the puck, tries to throw it in. It gets knocked down by a Flyer. Kiesel, this time she will get it in. Sherwood's going to go for a change. Mrazek's coming out. Klein's back there. Klein bodies the girl twice. And puck comes back to neutral where Kiesel's going to chip it in. Klein had just gotten out. And behind the net, Mrazek's going to go do some work. And they're going to beat and bang in the corner. We'll await the result. Stripes imploring them to move the puck. Out to the point to Dahl. Dahl shoots. Goalie throws that into the far corner. Mrazek out to Panetta. Panetta back to Mrazek. Mrazek beating and banging. Puck behind the net around Klein. Back to Panetta. Panetta throws it on net. Goalie's going to push that behind the end line near side. Flyers out. Panetta can't hold that one. Neither can Marshall, and here they come. Panetta pushes that over to the far wall. Peets chips it in. Flyers pick it up there. Panetta can't pick it up. You got Mrazek chips it in to Panetta. Panetta throws it deeper. Flyers cut that off. Send it back to the point. Howe pushes it into the center of the slot. Nobody there, and here come the Flyers. Marshall knocks that down. Marshall leaves it for Peets. Peets is in the zone, needs to get out. And Marshall regroups. Marshall back to, that's got to be Howe back there. Up to Panetta. Panetta has a little bit of room. Panetta dances with it. Panetta pulled down. No call. And puck's drifting in the corner. And it's loose at the top of the slot. And they're going to poke it out. No, Stevens. Stevens stops, turns. Stevens hits the goalie or a pipe with that wrister. And puck is in the near corner. 22 to go. Puck loose. Peets dancing behind the net. She's got two Flyers on her. Tried to put it in front of Stevens. Couldn't get it there. They're beating, they're banging, they're poking. Howe's going to rip one. Howe, goalie gloves that one. Oh, and it goes in. Not sure who picked that one up. Not sure who got that one. Howe shot it. No, don't know how it ended up in the net. Looks like Stevens is taking credit for it as they beat and bang in front of the net. Looks like it's the players on the ice, I think it was Stevens, but not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure who got that one. We got 9 seconds left, and it's 2-1. So that's a momentum changer. And they poke it in the zone. Malia knocks it down the wall with 4 to go. Flyers on the near wall. And that'll do it. So we played 2. It's 2-1, and I'll be back for period 3. All right, they're coming out for period number 3. Consensus is Stevens chipped that in front of the net for the first selects goal. So we got Walkoskis out here with Yenny and Claherty. Litz and Zivkovic. Eves still in the net for period 3. We're going to get this going. Stripes is calling them to the center. Checking with the tendies, and away we're going to go. Back to Litz. Litz up the wall. Flyers send it ahead. Litz cross to Zivkovic. Not enough authority on these passes, and it's creating turnovers. As Claherty applies pressure, here come the Flyers the other way. They turn it over, but Claherty wasn't out, and we're going to get it offside, so we'll go to the dot in front of the Flyers bench here with 15:40 to go, 3rd period. I'm always off a second or 2. You're used to that by now. And here we go. Into the zone. Flyers back out of the zone. Up to Zivkovic. Zivkovic backhands to Litz. Litz up ahead to Yenny. Yenny up the near wall. Has players in front. Tried to put it to Walkoskis. Couldn't get it through. Claherty working in the corner. Now up to Walkoskis and Claherty beating and banging with a Flyer. We got Zivkovic chipped it right back into the bubble of people. Puck goes in front. Flyers cut that off, take it to the near corner, and they're going to leave it. Walkoskis holds it. Walkoskis turns, throws it in front. Yenny had her stick down, but it went the opposite direction. She was there for the tip. Yenny leaves it for Walkoskis. They're beating and banging back there. A couple of Flyers in the corner. Litz holds the point, throws it in the net, hits a Flyer in the chest, and they're going to be content to ice this one. So we're going to come back the other way with 14:49. And out's going to come Kinger with Sherwood and Klein. Kiesel and Dahl on the back end. Crowd imploring these girls to find another one and get back in this game. 14:49, Klein takes this draw. They drop it off back out to Kiesel. Kiesel dumps it into the corner. Klein going to go do some work. Klein up the wall. There's a Flyer there first, though. Kinger comes over. We got a little bit of a break as Dahl turns the player. Now Kiesel jumps in. Eves covers that one up. And we're going to get a face-off in the far circle. 14:30. So we're going to go to the far circle here. Same players. Get a draw to Eves' left. They're right on your screen. And Klein chips that across. Flyers player comes out of there with it. Klein takes it around the long way, and Flyers are going to get there first. Kinger cut it down low. It goes in on Eves, and it drifted through her legs, but did not go in. That's a little bit of puck luck right there. Eves was late getting down. It went through the 5-hole and got outside the far post as Klein gets it out. King battles. King can't get it past that Flyer. We'll call that puck luck. As the girls look a little sluggish right now here. I think they're stunned that one didn't drift in as Kiesel picks it up. Oh, Kiesel fanned on it. It's loose behind the net. Comes right through the center. Thankfully, Kinger got a stick on that one. Kinger looks tired. She needs to get her legs moving. She dumps it. Gets it in behind the net, but it's a dump without a chase as Mrazek gets back there. Mrazek applies a little bit of pressure. Marshall tries to hold the point. She manages to. Peets is going to go dig it out. And the Flyers player gets there first. They're pushing on each other. And now in behind the net, Panetta. Peets comes in to help. It's loose behind the net, past Mrazek. Howe skates over. Howe never wanted to shy away from some beating and banging. Up the wall, Marshall, the only one back. Player's going to dump it in on Eves. Eves is going to... Olay saved that over to the near corner, Panetta. Panetta sets it up. Panetta across behind Peets. And the Flyers are going to pick that one up. Flyers coming through neutral. We got a Makasenka fell down in front of the bench. And then that girl ran into Makasenka and fell down. Mrazek separated that girl from the puck. She regained. Comes in backhand. Dances into the near corner. Still dancing. Shoots. Eves got something on that. And I have no idea how that angle worked. But it ended up in the far corner. Flyers out to the far point. Shot from there. Missed to the near side. Josh imploring the girls. And Marshall's going to pick this one up. Marshall. She's going to have to skate this one, I suspect. She gets it up ahead, but the Flyers are going to regroup and pick that one up. Here they come up the near wall. Off the back wall. Marshall. Marshall hard around behind stripes. Flyers cut that off. Walkoskis couldn't get it out. Shot. Eves knocks that. Rebound. Eves. It's loose on the doorstep. Eves dives and saves it. She lost her paddle. She's up without a paddle now. Far side. Eves, no stick, pushes it with her glove over to the far side. Stevens, trying to at least get it. She finally clears it. It'll be an ice. But that'll let Eves get the precious paddle back in her hand. And we're going to now go with Yenny, Klein, and Claherty. And as soon as I pick up a defenseman, it looks like it's going to be Zivkovic, which means Litch should be on the near wall. That draw back to the point. Flyers come out of there with it. They dance in. Klein separates that player from the puck. Yenny pushes it out, at least momentarily, as they beat and bang here along the wall. Flyers regroup top of their defensive zone. Here they come. They throw it down the far wall. Litz is going to hurry, but Flyer might beat her there. They send it up the wall. Yenny. Yenny too far for Claherty. Nice backdoor pass. Girl's open. She gets the angle. She shoots. Eves pops it straight up, and it goes into the near corner. Flyers come out, bad angle. Claherty got that shot blocked with a stick. Flyers over to the far corner. Zivkovic and Klein there. They push it up to the far point. They throw it in there. Tip in behind Eves. That pass knocked down by Litz. In the corner. Working there. Can't see it. We'll wait the result. Comes out through Stripes' legs over to Zivkovic. Zivkovic hard around, but not hard enough as the Flyers hold it. Claherty applies some pressure. Claherty hard down in the corner there. Not sure if she hit her head on the wall or not. She got up quick though. Claherty beating, banging. Klein tripped Zivkovic. Back to the point, not out. Girls are in slow motion right now, it appears. This time it's Yenny. Yenny gets it off. Got some room here if we hurry. She puts it on Claherty's stick. Claherty can't get through the morass of Flyers as three of them are back. And Claherty fights behind the net. Selects in a change. She has no help. She's down there by herself. Now Peets comes in. Peets a little late to the game. Now King beating, banging on the wall. Peets joins in. Result of the play comes back to neutral where Dahl's going to chip at it. Here come the Flyers back the other way. They're offsides. So with 9:38 to go, we should be coming here to the near dot for this draw. Just outside our defensive zone. Stripes checking with the other Stripes, and we're ready to go. Peets comes out of there with it. Here she comes. You know Peets will come with a head of steam. She chips it around one player, chases it into the corner. Peets comes hard. Oh, Peets gets plowed into the wall. No call. She's up. She's fine. Peets recovers, picks up the puck behind the net, centers! Kinger couldn't get a stick on it. Dahl cheats in, drifts over to the wall. King doesn't get there first, Flyers do. Comes back the other way. Here come the Flyers. Kiesel for Sherwood, Sherwood for King. Here comes King as Pete heads to the bench. King, all alone, gets a shot off. Goalie covers that one up. And we're going to see a change here. Panetta comes out with Mrazek and Walkauskas. Back end switches to Howe and Marshall with 9:03 to go. Third period. Far circle. So we're going to get a draw here. Walkauskas puts it into the corner. Flyers send it up. Gets by Marshall. Howe battling. Howe comes out of there with it. Takes it behind her own net. Howe skating. Howe chips it. Can't get it out. They continue to battle. Walkauskas knocks it ahead to Mrazek. Mrazek up to Panetta. Panetta needs to hurry. She's not going to get there, though. She was held up. And we're going to get a pass here from the Flyers. Coming up the wall. Marshall steps up, holds it. Panetta chips it to Marshall. Marshall still battling for it. Marshall with a shoulder knocks that girl down. Behind the net now they battle. Marshall in deep. Walkauskas covering her. Marshall still battling hard. Marshall chips it around behind the net. Nobody's over there. Mrazek should have been over there. Mrazek knocks it in deeper. Marshall. Walkauskas rotates down. Walkauskas can't cut that pass off, and here come the Flyers. Howe pushes it over to Marshall. Marshall turns, throws it ahead, too far for Mrazek. It's going to come all the way back down this way. Where the Flyers are going to pick it up, send it dangerous. Middle ice pass, Marshall fell down. We got Stevens and Howe going to hurry up and get back. Howe gets there, applies pressure. Stevens turns to head up ice. Flyers are going to get there first. Walkauskas, now we've got Howe. Howe coming up the far wall. Stevens trailing. Howe drops it for Stevens. It was a bad drop. Stevens couldn't handle it. And here comes Litz. Litz sends it up for Makasenka. Makasenka loses it. Here come the Flyers back the other way. Now Litz. Litz up the wall, too far for Makasenka. Stevens. Stevens can't handle it coming through neutral, and we're going to get an offsides with 7:19. So we got Stevens out here with Klein and Makasenka. Push the puck forward, and the Flyers throw it in. Litz. Litz tries to send it up the wall, can't. Klein shoulders. Sends it up the wall. Flyers hold the point. Makasenka knocks it out. Here comes Makasenka. Makasenka up the wall. Flyers pick that up. Makasenka picks it up. Can't quite get. She gets it to Klein. Klein can't do anything with it, and they chip it out. Makasenka had a momentum going the wrong way. Oh, this girl just leveled Litz over here. No call. Stevens picks it up. Here comes Stevens on a break. Stevens dancing backhand, missed far side. She was being pushed to the far wall. And here comes a Flyers player. Litz jumps, but gets there late. As she comes around Zivkovic, Zivkovic's just going to hold her. And they all end up in the net and push the net off the mooring. Zivkovic reached out and grabbed her. They didn't see that. Once she got by her, Zivkovic grabbed her pants, and ref didn't see it. That's an NFL pass interference penalty. So they're going to bring this one out. Interesting choice. Peets, Yanni, Claherty, Dahl and Kiesel out back, 6:26. Mel pokes it ahead. It goes over to the wall where they're going to battle for it. It's loose along the blue line. We're going to get a hand pass here on the Flyers. As Flyers whip it back at the ref. We're going to get a face-off here on the near dot. They draw it back. Send it in. Off Kiesel. Puck loose in the center. Dahl creates some space. Whips it around the wall. Stripes is in the way though. Now it's going to be Peets comes out of there with it. Peets pokes it ahead. Tries to get up to Claherty. Can't. Here come the Flyers back the other way. Claherty applying pressure. They dance it into the zone, and Kiesel's going to send it back out. They're going to send it back in, and it's going to be offsides. So we'll come back to this same dot. You see Kinger coming out here with Walkoskis and Sherwood. They're imploring the girls. We're just not getting the effort with 5:52 to go. Puck comes into Walkoskis' chest. She chips it ahead. Flyers chip it back. King can't cut that one off, and here they come the other way. Kiesel pokes it back ahead to King. King up the near wall. Can't get it into the zone as that puck's going to come off Dahl's skate. Sherwood can't get it at the red line. Now Dahl. Dahl pokes it in, but the Flyers are like a brick wall at the blue line right now, and they have been all weekend. It makes it difficult. We do the dump, we forget the chase. Kinger comes in and gets it. Kinger can't handle it coming around the net. She gets tackled back there. And now we've got the Flyers in the near corner. They send it up Kiesel. Kiesel throws it into the far corner. Flyers win the race to the empty puck again, and they dump it ahead, and Kiesel's back 2-on-1. They put it across, and that was just meant to be. Kiesel was back by herself. It was 2-1, and that's a deflating goal. They're just not winning the races to the open pucks right now, and that's what happens. So it's 4:59 now to go in the third, and it's 3-1. Junior Flyers. I see Mrazek out here with Klein and Panetta, and we're going to see what, if anything, we can do in the next 5 minutes. As Klein is going to take this draw and knock it forward. Mrazek applies some pressure, puck over to the far wall. Panetta chops at it, Flyers knock it into the zone. They knock it back out to neutral. Now they knock it back in. It goes down into the far near corner, rather, where Marshall's going to dig it out. Marshall up the wall for Howe. Howe lets it by her blade, leaves it for Klein in the corner. Klein chips it up the wall. Flyer gets there first. It's been the story of the weekend. Now Panetta. Panetta looking for an up pass. She's going to have to skate it herself. There's nobody there. Panetta gains the red line, dumps, doesn't get it in deep, and the Flyers send it back the other way. They get by Howe. Marshall back 2-on-1 now. Marshall gets a stick in there, knocks it out of the way, and here she comes the other way. This could be a turn of fortune here, but these Flyers get back quick. Marshall danced along the blue line, which is a dangerous move, and Mrazek beat her into the zone, and now we get an offsides. So we'll go to the dot in front of the Flyers bench. Peets coming out here with Stevens and Makasenka as Litz and Zivkovic control the back end. Puck goes in the far side, and the Flyers send it back out the other way. Zivkovic pushes that player. The puck's loose. Stevens bangs it off the wall, knocks a player down. They beat and bang along the wall here. And Flyers come out of there with it. Peets applies lots of pressure. Stevens tries to pick up the puck, can't. Flyers, shot, knocked down by somebody there, and Zivkovic cleaned it off the doorstep. Makasenka's going to bang it back to neutral. Flyers are going to pick that off, come back the other way, and gain the zone on the far wall. Zivkovic stopped that player. Centering pass gets through as Litz tackled that Flyer, and now Makasenka picks her up. Makasenka picks up the puck, can't get it out, hold it at the near point. In behind for Peets. Now Litz up the wall. Makasenka there, near point. Stevens blocked that with her shin or her skate and knocked that down. Here comes Stevens. Stevens up the near wall. Dumps it, goes for a change. She takes a shot in the back as she goes from number 91. Here come the Flyers up. Walkoskis jumps that one and holds it in. Walkoskis can't do anything with it. Now she comes out of there with it, shoots up high. Goalie knocks that down, puck loose. Flyers player dives and clears that off the doorstep into the near corner, 2:43. Puck loose in the corner, now behind the net. Claherty's legs look done for the weekend here. She's a little lethargic getting over there. That came out and back in, they didn't see it. This time it's clear out, Litz, across for Yanni. Yanni drops it for Claherty. Claherty falls down, and I think that's just going to be an offsides as it came out. Claherty couldn't hold it. going to get draw here on the near dot. 2:16 to go third. 3-1 Flyers. King and Klein out here with Sherwood. Kiesel and Dahl. As Klein puts it in off the draw, Flyers clean that up, send it out. Kiesel. Indecisive there for a second, and that creates a turnover at center ice. Now Dahl picks it up, comes back the other way. Dahl gains the zone, but looked offsides to me. Stripes didn't call it. Kiesel. Kiesel up to King, too hard. Bounces by everyone into the zone as Klein heads to the bench. That'll bring Peets out. Kiesel holds it, drops it off in the center for Sherwood. Sherwood knocks a Flyer down. As King in a battle behind the net there, and the Flyers are going to come out of there with it. Here they come through neutral. No, it stops at the top of the zone. Now they'll come through neutral. Kiesel turns. Kiesel bangs it back up to Peets. Peets chips it into the corner where King's going to need to do some work, and they dance around her. Peets separates that player from the puck. King puts it to the far corner. Stevens cheats up. They hold it. They throw it in there off the goalie into the near corner. Got a Flyer player shaking a hand out there. She hurt her hand, and she stays in the play as Peets looks for a center. Can't get it out to Clawherty. Clawherty in the corner. Stevens out to the point to Kiesel. Kiesel throws it in. Hits the girl that was shaking her hand, and now Clawherty puts it low. This girl falls down again. She's taking a beating this shift. Got the goalie out. Oh, we got one, Peets. Peets dives across and gets one with 47 seconds to go. You could feel some energy there. They were beating and banging and diving. They had a Flyer girl that looked like she was hurt. Took one in the hand and then knocked down, and they were aggressive in front of that net. And there we go, 3-2, as Peets dives and knocks in the empty puck. So that's a race we won. Eves is going to go back to the net here. We'll see if Coach Black calls his timeout. So we've got a player ready to go. Eves is going to start cheating out of the net. Let's see what we can do here. As Walkauskas is going to take this draw. Looks like the Flyers are going to take a timeout. Not quite sure how we got to that sequence. The rest were talking to each other. And I'll mute it out so I don't have to talk to you over the music. All right, we got Panetta, Walkauskas, Clawherty, Marshall, and that might be Klein back on the other D. Can't see. I'm going to wait till she turns. I think Stevens is waiting to jump on when Eves, if we gain the zone, I think Stevens, that is Klein. We're going to see if Stevens can jump on here with him as Walkauskas. Panetta picks up the puck, knocks it forward. That should get, no, it's not going to get Eves out. And that puck's going to come in on Eves. They're going to let the icing go. That's a big icing. And here comes Eves off the ice, and that's going to bring Stevens out. That's a big icing here. Now we get to set it up in our zone with 38.7 to go. Stevens, Walkauskas, Panetta, Clawherty, Marshall, and Klein. They're putting Stevens in her spot. Walkauskas is going to step up here. Let's see if she can get it. They don't. It goes into the corner. And Stevens is battling up high with a girl here. We'll see. That puck's going to go all the way down. No, they wave off the icing. They send it up the wall. Flyers are going to send it in deeper. We're going to battle here in front of me with 23 to go. As Clawherty tries to get it. Now Stevens. Stevens bangs it ahead. Clawherty knocks it in. They got to go work it out with 17 to go. Stevens gets over there. They chip it by her. It comes all the way out. It's going to go all the way down there. They're going to say no icing. They wave it off, and with 8 to go, this is probably going to do it. As they send it up for Stevens. Stevens finds Clarity. Clarity has absolutely nothing left and shoots and misses. And that's going to be the end of the game, and the Flyers are going to take it 3-2. That shot didn't go in. Michelle stood up and blocked your view as Clarity shot, and you got the Erie. That rink is always tough, so I don't know that I'm going to get a broadcast out, but I do my best as always. Have a good rest of your Sunday.